Good evening. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com, and it's Thursday, December 10th. I hope you're getting all your Christmas shopping done. I'm almost done with mine. Coal yet again. Okay, let's look at guns and ammo. It seems to be the gift of choice these days, and I want to go back to the well here and look at Smith & Wesson, and this is why. You can see this massive 4-day rally here on very, very, very high volume, high short interest. This is the typical move that you'd want to fade. In other words, you'd look at this and say, well, this is a big volume crescendo. There's no way this stock can go higher, and you're going to want to short this stock. You're going to essentially short right into it, maybe wait for the first down day or something. But if you look at what's happened here in the past, that hasn't worked out too well here on earnings. It hasn't really worked out too well here, or here, or here, or here. Anyway, the bottom line is this is a stock that's just been moving up for all of this year for various reasons, about 14 of them lately. So when you're looking here at the weekly chart, you also see this huge, massive volume. The point is, this is a little bit different, and don't get the wrong idea. You know, I'm not sitting here banging the table saying, oh, you got to get into Smith & Wesson. I'm in already, so the last thing I'm doing is I'm not trying to pump the stock up. I plan on holding this thing for a while, actually quite a while, and I just noticed even on CNBC today, John Najarian had been talking about Smith & Wesson. He said, like, oh, you got to buy this stock, and maybe it was Scott, I forget his name, was asked, oh, it's already gone up such and such this year, and John just said, well, it's going higher. And I want you to stop for a minute and forget about the sentiment and basically why everybody's buying firearms. And by the way, there is anecdotal evidence. I shoot, go to a range all the time, and I was just talking with the owner yesterday, and he said that the interest has been, it's just off the charts. Like they're literally having to expand and hire more people. And he said, we can't keep anything on the shelves. And I looked at the shelves, and that's really true. So aside from that obvious point, look at the fundamentals here. The fundamentals actually support, they had a good quarter, raised their guidance. The fundamentals actually support a $23 price. Their PE is 26, and that's trailing 12 months. Just go to Yahoo Finance and get that. Their PE is 26. Again, trailing 12 months. Going forward, it's cheap. So the point is, forget for a minute about the pattern here and just look at the fundamentals, and you can justify paying more for this stock. Now, I wanted to look at a couple others here. First of all, Ruger, fine company, more expensive, and the stock is more expensive, and it's not as good as Smith & Wesson. So you can say, well, I want to be diversified and buy Smith & Wesson and Ruger, and you could do that. But if you look at this chart in relation to Smith & Wesson, it's really the same move. I mean, you're getting the same move. The light blue line or the thin blue line is Smith & Wesson. Blue lives matter, by the way. And the black line is Ruger. So they move together, and so you're looking at the two of them, and this just has a lot more resistance. The last one I want to look at is Vista Outdoors, and this is why. Nothing done here. They make ammo, among other things, but it's really like the third play, if you will, on the self-defense industry. And here you're just not getting any play. So this is a great example of how charts can work in your favor, even if you're not really a chart guy. If you look at this, maybe the fundamentals are compelling. They're really not. But maybe the fundamentals are compelling, but then you look at the chart and you say, well, I don't see any money there. Well, let's go here first. You look at Ruger and say, well, I didn't see a whole lot of money here. I see a whole lot of money's already been made here, so now what the heck am I going to do? Well, that's all right. Maybe I'll consider something. But let me look at the other one, Smith & Wesson. Yes, I see a lot of money's already been made here. Thank you very much. But how much farther can it go? And then you look at the weekly chart, you look at the fundamentals, and you can see that this stock can go a ways more. So the point is, again, I'm not pounding the table on Smith & Wesson. I'm probably going to take this behind the curtain here and just be talking about it in the future with Stock Market Mentor members. But really, this is a stock that you can just hang on to, and then by the end of the year, 2016 I'm talking about, when it's at, I don't know, 35, 40 bucks or something like that, then why don't you email me and ask me whether I think you should sell it or not. Okay, members, over to the strategy session.